Hello, Paul Estrada, Leon Chan here, co-owners of CrossFit Elysium here in San Diego. Make sure to head over to our website, CrossFitElysium.com, for our CrossFit Open 2015 strategies and tips videos. So this week, for 15.2, we have an ascending ladder of 3-minute intervals where the goal for each round is to make it through 2 rounds of work. The first round is going to be comprised of 10 overhead squats at 95 pounds and 65 pounds and 10 chest to bar pull-ups. After that, in every subsequent round, it goes up by 2 reps each time. So the goal for this week is going to be to sprint through these intervals at not 100%, but about 85–90%. So you make it through the work as fast as you can, and then use the remainder of that time to catch your breath and recover for the following rounds.
Building off what Paul was saying, it's basically critical that you finish both rounds of work per each interval. Okay, so we saw it last year when this workout first came out. This is a repeat of that workout, and we're going to see it again this year. There's going to be a huge difference in scores between people who are able to finish 1 round versus 2, 2 rounds versus 3, and so on. So what this means for you is, if you get to that interval where you're legitimately not sure if you can finish all the work, it's hurting, you feel like you're dying, do everything you can to get both rounds in there and get yourself to that next interval. Because now you have another 3 minutes, you can rest for as much as you need in those 3 minutes, but now you can start racking up reps and really separate yourself from your competitors that were unable to finish that interval. Okay, so building off of what Paul was saying with the 90% effort, you've got to make sure you get that work in there. Get the work done and then take the rest. With the overhead squat specifically, what we're going to recommend is a slightly narrower grip than you may normally do for your overhead squat. We're saying this specifically so you can kind of save your shoulders and hopefully get a lot of reps in per round. Okay, so slightly narrower grip. Treat it almost like a lightly weighted air squat. Once you get the bar overhead, just keep moving, get the squats done. Okay? This is not going to be the movement that defines this workout for the vast majority of you. That's going to be the chest to bar pull-ups, which I'm going to talk about next. So in other words, just get these reps done and then tackle the chest to bar pull-ups. Specifically with the overhead squats, we're going to recommend a slightly narrower grip than you might be used to. The reason we're saying that is because we want to do everything we can to save your shoulders. Hopefully these overhead squats should be fairly light for most of you, and it might even feel like something like a lightly weighted air squat. So slightly narrower grip, get the bar overhead, and then up, down, get the reps done as quickly as possible. Okay, keep moving with the overhead squats. This should not be the rate limiting step in this workout for the vast majority of you. That's going to be the chest to bar pull-ups, which we'll address next. Okay, so again, get the work done, keep moving. Lastly, with the overhead squats, it's very important that you do not fail reps. If you feel like your shoulders are about to go and you think you might drop the bar on a particular rep, it's probably better to just put the bar down right away and then make sure you get your rest in there, then you can pick the bar up and keep moving. Similarly, if your squat snatch is kind of weak, you probably don't want to start off by trying to squat snatch the bar off the ground and go immediately into your first overhead squat, if that means you might fail. Just get the bar overhead, fix it overhead, and then start squatting. With the chest to bar pull-ups, although we want you to work through the work as quickly as possible so you can get to the next interval, you cannot go to failure on your chest to bar pull-ups. Once your forearms and your grip go, you're just done, and you're going to end up spending more time resting rather than getting the work done. So in that regard, we're going to recommend changing up your grip. Experiment with a wide versus narrow grip. Sometimes you might want to approach it pronated, other sets you might want to approach it supinated, or even a mixed grip. Doing that will help change up the stress that your body's feeling, change up the stress on your forearms, and hopefully make it a little bit easier on your grip.
So make sure to head over to CrossFitElysium.com to follow all of our strategies and tips videos for this year's CrossFit Open.